We are live. It is HMB 514. My name's Will Kuntz. This is Anna Humel.
Hello, thank you for having me. It's good to see your face.
Yeah, you too. You too. You just took a hot steamer. I just saw it flushing the toilet.
No, I do other things in the toilet besides poop. So I peed.
Okay, you say so. It sounded like a big flush. That's all I can say.
It only has one flush setting, so I don't know what you thought, but
okay. I mean, I did see, there are those toilets that have the button instead of the flusher. The
oh yes, we don't have one of those, but
and
yeah.
they have one for a light one for pee, and then they have a big boy for what we think is other things. We know what those are. And that sounded like, if I know you don't have one of those, but if you were, it was definitely a 2. It was definitely the big boy flush.
I wish. Honestly, no one likes pooping more than me, but unfortunately, it was not the case.
Okay. Well, welcome to the program today. It is Wednesday at 6 p.m. We are live on YouTube, on Twitter, on Facebook, HMBradio Facebook, willsyoutube.com. And if you're listening on Sunday, then this is a from the past, from the week that was. And you could join us live 6 p.m. Wednesdays. If not, hey, that's cool. Listen on podcast. You can check out the replay on YouTube at midnight, right in the podcast releases. Or, you could catch us on Radio St. Pete, 96.7 FM. If you are within about 14 blocks of downtown St. Petersburg, you are going to hear Anna Hummel. You're going to hear myself. We're going to be talking on that FM frequency over there. So that's really nice. Oh, the cat's bowls are going off. Did you hear that?
A little bit.
Yeah, the cat's bowl.
Is it the automatic feeder thing?
Yeah. I want to get
food dispenser
for the cats. I want to get the big old, because it's amazing how it happened, but I became the cat's caretaker when I moved into this new house that I'm in.
What does that mean? Like both the cats?
Both the cats. Well, they're on the automatic feeder, as we just heard. And the thing about it is, though, is that I'm a clean freak, and I just kind of queried my lady, and I said, "Hey, how often you clean the cat's litter box? Because it's kind of stinky in here a little bit." Now, she's not dirty, don't get me wrong, but it's cats. Cats they're like a step above rabbits. They're not really, they're definitely a step below dogs and a step above rabbits in the scale of just like,
in terms of what? Cleanliness or?
No, not even that. They're just like, they're varmints. They're not really pets, I don't think. I mean, they just barely qualify as a pet, a cat.
What qualifies more, but that's not a dog?
Dogs are pets. That's pretty much it.
Okay.
Cats barely make it, but I'm saying, like, they're just a step above. Like, you ever meet a chick with a rabbit?
Yes.
You just go, "You're mentally ill. I know you're mentally ill." Even more so than cat owners. If a chick has a bunch of cats, that's usually a red flag. But if a chick has a rabbit, dude, run away as fast as you can. I feel like somebody with a rabbit, and it's going through your head right now. And I'm right. That's the thing.
No.
Right.
She had a rabbit along with other pets. So does that qualify her for not being as weird as just a rabbit person, an exclusively rabbit person, if it's accompanied by other pets?
Okay, I gotta think about this a little bit, because you could just be like super into animals, like you're a veterinary tech, or something, super into animals.
I don't know. A good friend that had a rabbit and a dog.
Dog.
Well, it's like her, she lived at home for a while, and she got the rabbit then. And I think when she left to go, she lives in New York, the rabbit stayed with the family along with the family dog. So
I don't like the listen, you can do whatever you want, but you shouldn't have any other pets but like a dog, and then, like, I guess cats just squeaked in barely.
Okay.
But like no rats, no like chicks with possums, and like that's a new thing.
What about chinchillas?
No. Useless.
What about birds? What about birds?
Definitely not birds. You should not have reptiles at all. Reptiles
Birds are reptiles.
Yeah, they are. They're dinosaurs.
They're actually not reptiles.
Okay. All right.
But I understand what you're saying. They are derived from like pterodactyls, which were reptiles.
Yeah. Yeah, they're not pet worthy. But anyway, so and it just wasn't good enough for me. She goes like, "Oh, I don't know, like once a week." I went, "No, that you can't do that."
You can do like every day, every other day.
That's what I said. Now I'm the one who spearheaded this new cat box routine. So I kind of became the one to do it. And I'm trying to do it every day, but honestly, I can't keep up every day either. So it's like twice a week now.
Well, what do you mean? Do you mean like you change the litter or you just pick up the poops?
You go in there,
poops like every day, every other day.
Go in there with the scooper. I can't. Yeah. I can't do it. We have two boxes too.
Doesn't matter. Like, don't you have one of those trash cans where you like it slides open, you dump it in, and then it slides shut? You know what I'm talking about? So when you open the trash can, it's not just a bunch of poop. It's like there's a little sliding door.
Anna, you can't do that either. You can't just like reuse the garbage. Once you put the cat pee and poo into a bag in a garbage can, like I use the waste paper or waste bag from the bathroom, but I have a liner in it, a plastic liner. You just, whatever you got, you tie it up afterwards and you throw it, in the big garbage. You can't just like let the pee and poo just resonate all throughout your home.
Oh no, I'll send you like a link on Amazon. It's definitely a thing, and there's no, it's not smelly at all. Trust me, I took care of cats for like, I mean, they were my roommate's cats, but when she was gone, which was somewhat frequent, I took care of the cats for weeks on end, and it wasn't smelly. Trust me.
And you would clean them. You'd clean them every day.
When I was taking care of them, I would scoop it out of the litter box every day. Maybe miss one day, but never two in a row.
Okay.
But it's like a little trash can thing. I swear to God, the little slider deal. And then at the end of the week, I would take the whole thing out and then dump it out, take the trash out.
Okay. Because it is a little difficult because we have two boxes in the house, which I tried to get rid of one and just like so I could maintain the one box, but she's not having it. So we got to have the two boxes for the time being. One is in the closet that I have my clothes in. It just so happened to work out that way. And I'm like, this is going to reek up my clothes. She goes, no, it doesn't. I swear, I used to have my clothes in this closet. I'm like, oh, you could put them back in here. I'll take the one without the litter box in, but that's okay. I'll go ahead and take the poo closet. But yeah, so I had the cats are on the automatic feeder, but they have this box that's I get ads for now because they know I have cats, I guess, because I post pictures of cats all the time because that's my life. It's a cat.
You're a cat daddy.
Being at home with the cats. That's what I do, sitting at a desk and look at the cats. But anyway, they have this thing that's like, it's a big thing they go into, and then after they use it, it like spins around, and then it puts it into a container, and then you just take the container out, dump the container into a bag, whatever, and then you're done. But I don't think they'll use it because they're old, they're like years old, 7 years old or something. So they're you can't teach a new cat. Old cat, new tricks, as they say. As this thing goes. I think that's it. But that would be nice to trick them into using something like that. But anyway, enough cat talk. How are you, Anna? What's up with you?
I'm doing well. I was debating whether or not we should bring this up, and perhaps we could use some aliases to protect the people that I would like to discuss with you, because I feel like you're a touch closer than me, albeit not really, to this situation, but it seems as if we know people in our outer orbit that are experiencing a crisis in front of our eyes.
Oh, does this have anything to do with me maybe having a job?
Correct.
Yeah, I heard about that. There's been some radio drama this week, and it sucks. Like I can't listen to anybody anymore. I have one show now that I can keep up with on my podcast. I had to pick one.
Which one was it?
It's the Versus Media podcast with Stephen L. Miller. Not Trump Stephen Miller. some other guy that I like that does media critiques. He's good.
Okay.
And I pay for that podcast, so I make sure I listen to it.
Do you
But
still pay? Do you still pay for Tim Dillon?
no, I actually never did pay for Tim
Oh, you never
Dillon.
did the Patreon?
Never did the Patreon with Timmy, but I still subscribe to his show. I'm not like he needs me or anything, but
Sure.
I really listen to him anymore. Honestly, it's weird. Like when these people get too big, I kind of lose interest. I like them when they're just hitting their stride and are about to become famous. Like I can't really listen to like I know Tom Segura is coming to town, to Tampa this weekend, and I liked him a lot. And now he's just so popular and so famous that he's kind of lost track with reality. It sounds like.
Or is that because is it like the band went mainstream and it's not punk rock anymore?
I really don't think I think I'm too old for that. Like I don't know. There's something that happens to you when you gain some sort of success where and it's probably just because um just your life changes so much. Like you don't have the same point of view anymore. They have these like Tom Segura's buying Lamborghini. Like he's uber successful, and he's a great comedian and everything. Don't get me wrong. But he had a lot of drama because he started like trashing his fans and calling them the pores, and he had like a meltdown.
Like
At
for real, or was it a rib?
No, it was for real. He had like a meltdown in an airport because he had to check a bag and he was, too famous for that. Because the guy does almost ride on private jets almost exclusively. Like he's very successful. But I don't know, and Tim Dillon's almost the same way where
Like lost touch with reality.
they just don't lead a normal life anymore. So it's hard to relate to the common man and make jokes about
But is it because like it's a very recent memory that you were not flying private just a few years ago?
I don't know.
You know?
Listen, it's just something I've noticed, and I am probably a harder critic than most, and they're still doing very well. It's not like they need me or anything, and I'm still a fan of. I still very much enjoy both of their content. But and if Tim Dillon comes back to Tampa, I'll be there in a heartbeat. But he's also probably going to be in theaters pretty soon and not at the clubs anymore. And then the ticket prices go up, and the experience changes.
Because I don't like watching comedy in theaters. It's just it's not for that. Like Matt, I don't say I would never. If I got free tickets, I would go. But to go to see like Andrew Schultz at Madison Square Garden, like no thanks. No. I want to see him at a club,
Right. Yeah, that's a place to view comedy. It's kind of unfortunate. That's why I'm kind of glad that Louis C.K. was canceled for being a pervert because we got to see him in clubs a few times. It was awesome.
I remember his opening line. He's like, I used to perform in arenas with 20,000 people. He's like, lucky for you guys, I had a bad year last year.
Yeah.
And we're like, yeah.
And then
like $30. Like, it was crazy.
Yeah, he's working his way back though. He's all right.
Oh yeah, he was at Madison Square Garden. I feel like last year or something.
I think he rented it out.
So lucky. We saw him 3 times in a year, right? Didn't we see him at like Side Splitters, and then at McCurdy's, and I think at Side Splitters again, right?
Yep, that sounds right to me. Yeah, that was good times. But I don't know how we started. Oh, the job. So there's been some radio drama. I don't know how that came up, but people have been messaging me saying, hey, there might be a spot for you at the radio station after all. And I'm going, what's going on? And I did look into it, and I look into what happened. And yeah, it appears that there's a member of the morning show program at the Bone that is having some sort of crisis with no call, no shows. And it is something. I guess he wasn't there today.
I heard it was addressed briefly.
Yeah, it's
about
a shame.
45 minutes into the show. Just again, I don't listen to the show because I'm working at the same time.
Right.
But when radio drama happens, obviously I'm very intrigued. But apparently, the host said he's gonna take it up with management. He hasn't talked to this co-host, and they'll take it from there. I feel I don't know this person well. I never did. Knew him, as an acquaintance. Say, I was pretty good friends. Still am pretty good friends with his ex-girlfriend. But it sounds like he's having a true mental break. And it's really sad because he keeps coming back saying like, "Oh, I'm better. I'm good now. I'm better. I'm good." But he's not. He's
Yeah.
not.
This
And
is the second time in 2 months, I think,
right.
he's not
It's
showing up for work.
sad to see someone unravel like that. Because it seems like from the outside that he has everything he needs. He has a girlfriend, he has a cool job, he has a place to stay. Like, I don't know. You're like, all right, this person has it going on. They're somewhat of a personality locally speaking, not famous or anything, but like influential to some degree.
Well known.
And yeah, it's just
Well,
it's sad to see this person unravel for in my estimation, no good reason. But
yeah, well, it's like we talked about on last week's, you never know what somebody's going through as far as their mental health is concerned. And, you know, it's weird. One of those things like, could this be good for me? You don't want to do that. But, I mean, if a full-time position opens up, you damn well better believe I'm going to be there trying to get that thing. But, I'm sure it's going to be all right. I think that, the company is very keen on mental health awareness and
yeah,
mental health help. And I think that if I were to guess how it ends, I think that he'll probably go to some sort of counseling,
rehab. Yeah. Yeah, I think so. Because
and
it's
then
hard to throw someone off knowing they're mentally unwell. It's not good for the brand.
yeah, well, it's just not good for like the product either. The end product is somebody's, in a position where they're just not there, and really putting their effort into it. It kind of puts
Oh, of course, yeah. But I'm just saying
everybody's.
that I can see the larger company trying to help him before just discarding him like they would have 10 years ago. Now
Mhm.
it's like, we gotta help him out because he's going through that. Mental health is very chic. Mental problems are very chic right now. So the last thing this company is going to do is maybe perhaps turn their back on him. I don't know. I'm curious to see what happens, to be honest with you.
Yeah, me too. I certainly, hope the best, for everybody. But I will say, if an opportunity becomes available, I am willing and able. Holler at you.
Hala, hala, hala.
You
Now
know,
it's kind of awkward for you because it's like, how soon after someone breaks up can you slide into their DMs? You know what I mean? Oh, I heard you were single now. Um, it's like,
listen,
you know,
the show must go on, right? When I left Johnny B, the show went on. Johnny picked up the ball and went with it. The show had to go on. So I feel like if it's a position like that where programming must continue, you got to do it as soon as possible and move on and get things settled as soon as possible. But like I said, I think everything's gonna be fine. I think that
I've
it'll get
never heard someone say that with such disdain.
no, no. I listen.
I
I
guess
really
everything will be fine.
everything's gonna be fine. Okay, everything's gonna be fine. Yeah, I mean, like, well, I don't know. I was gonna say, do you want it that way? Frankly, right now, I'll take it any way I can get it. I'm here. I'm gonna stay mentally ready, mentally strong, and I'm ready to go. I'm just saying. I'm just putting it out there. If
Good.
anybody anything that has health insurance and a full time salary with potential endorsements, I am willing and able, and will kill anybody. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm ready to chop somebody's head off if I have to at this point. So
Yeah.
it's weird, like getting the reach outs, like, "Hey, you should turn on the radio. This is it. This is your." And I'm just like, I
Your
don't.
moment. Yeah.
No, it's not. Number one, I know it's not. Don't hold your breath or anything, but yeah. So it's been tough. That's been tough. It's interesting to see how it plays out. But we're here. I'm here on Wednesday, doing a podcast with my pal. And right now, that's good enough for me.
Let me follow it up with this question. How are you doing?
I'm good.
You sound better than weeks past.
I'm feeling
Perhaps
a
you're
little.
having a good day or a better day or just kind of settling into reality, perhaps.
Well, that and just getting used to, being in the crap, but also the sunshine is out right now. I'm looking out my window and it's sunny outside still. It's 6:20 p.m. and there's sunlight outside. That is helping a lot.
Oh, yes.
Change.
I forgot. Yes. Yeah.
because it was dark. Last week it was dark at this time, and now there's still sunlight outside, which is it just does my soul good.
Yes.
It makes me feel better.
I understand. Light certainly does. I had a bit of a hectic weekend in a good way. I would like to share a photograph with you of me.
Okay.
I had back-to-back brunches this weekend. The boyfriend was out of town. So I'm like hollering at all my girls. I'm like, we got a brunch. So I was doing back-to-back brunches. I did a brunch on Saturday. It extended deep into the evening. Maybe I had a 3-hour nap in between. I don't know. And then fell asleep at my friend's house, woke up, drove to my place, showered, got dressed in a different outfit, and went to my second brunch. It was wild. And I would like to share this photograph that was taken of me without my consent. But I'm actually very glad that it was taken because it's very representative of how I do brunch sometimes. Okay, it's been sent.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to put it up on the screen there.
No, I was just going to send to you.
Okay. Now, am I allowed to show this photo?
Sure, yes.
Okay. Oh, I don't know if it's going to work.
Here, I'll show it. This is me.
You were mummified.
Saturday night. Yeah. So what happened? Huh?
Were you hung over?
No. So we started brunch at about probably 2:30, something like that. So it was a lunch. It was a late lunch. You still call it brunch though. And it was at a golf club. One of my friends is a member at a golf club.
Oh, fancy.
Yes. She's a little bit older. It's actually Bubba's sister.
Okay.
Yeah, Bubba's sister. Super freaking cool. Her and her husband belong to a golf club. They just moved into this gorgeous new house, giant, stunning. And so we went there with another friend. And it's funny the way you walk into a place and you're all like, hi, and everyone's like really nice. And then a few drinks go down and it's like, I'm just like the laughing and I'm like shaking. Then me and my friends, I love when people tell stories like where they stand up and they're like miming shit. And then he did this. And there was just so much like trash talking. It was just so fun. And so then we're leaving and the place is packed. I had no idea anybody was even there. We go back to her place. Maybe allegedly I did something else while I was there. Something was offered to me. I ingested it in some way. And before I knew it, I was just...
Is that cocaine? You're smoking?
No. I miss cocaine dearly. We talked about that today. No, it was just Marijangus.
Oh, okay.
Little Marijangus that was offered to me. So thinking I can handle it, I took maybe 2-3 hits and sat on the ground and then just melted into her carpet. Mm-hmm. And I had a blanket and then they threw another one over me. And I was there in and out of consciousness probably for about 3 hours. I fell asleep. It could have been around 6, 7, maybe. And then I woke up and it was 11 p.m. And I'm like, what happened? I felt great though. I just needed to nap it off.
Sure.
And there was like pizza, like there was a pizza party had happened. And I was like coming out of the dead, out of the grave. And I ate pizza, I ate some cheesecake, and I went to bed. And it was just the best. Wasn't that hungover the next day? Didn't drink that much. It was the cross-pollination.
Yeah. I can't do that. I can't even use marijuana in general anymore. I tried. I just don't like it anymore.
Really?
Yeah. I used to be a big pothead. And I kind of stopped because I wanted to just take a little tolerance break because I was smoking too much and, spending too much money on it. And I took a little break. And then all of a sudden I started to do stuff, started up my podcast. So it's been a long time. It's probably been like almost 10 years since I really like used marijuana. And I want to come back to it because it's fun. It's just, I just can't handle it. Like, it's just too.
So you've tried it, obviously.
Oh, yeah. And I'll like sometimes maybe if we're at a pool or something and somebody goes, "Hey, you want a little?"
Yeah.
I'll do like a little tiny like.
Really, that's it.
That's it. That's all I can do.
Mhm.
In and out. Yeah, that's it. That's all I can do. And then I'm just like, I'm good. I'm gonna have a seltzer or something or a tequila shot, and I'm good. I'm more of a drinker now. But I've been out with you when you've decided to ingest marijuana, and it always ends up the same way. Like you would think you would learn your lesson. Like I can't handle this. We were at a concert, I believe, somewhere in Coachman Park many years ago with the radio station, and we got free tickets and free passes. And somebody offered you, I believe it was an edible of some kind. And was it an edible or did you smoke something?
I don't know. Probably both.
I think it was an edible, and I remember like watching this band with Anna, and she's just kind of standing there like with a 1,000-yard stare in her eyes, and then she just turned around and kind of looked at me and goes, "I have to lay down." And I said, okay, yeah, I'll watch and make sure you don't get molested or anything. So she just laid down in a field, and I actually think this has happened many times. It's happened more than once, where you just lay down and like take a nap wherever you go. And it's kind of impressive, but it's also like, you'd think now you would just know, like, I can't do
Yeah,
it.
and you wanna know the funniest part? So I send this to my other friend. I'm like, "Hey, check out this picture of me." And she's like, "Yeah, Anna, you do this all the
Are you face down with your butt in the air on that one?
No, 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 no. I'm on a boat, not even able to enjoy it because I'm so drunk and high with a towel over my face. Same
Oh,
exact position.
yeah.
And I
Yeah.
fallen asleep. We also went out on a boat with some of your buddies.
Mhm.
And I don't remember the last half of it because same thing, drank and smoked, passed the F out.
Do you have no inhibitions when you drink, meaning that you'll just be like, "Yeah, no, this time's gonna be different," or do you go,
No,
"Maybe I'm gonna fall asleep, so maybe I shouldn't?"
do you remember Rob Ford?
I do.
Great mayor of Toronto.
Of
And
course.
when he was questioned why he did crack, he said, "'Cause I was drunk." And that is exactly my defense, is like, "Why did you smoke?" "Well, 'cause I was drunk and I thought it was a good idea." Obviously.
I remember him saying that guy was really awesome. That Rob Ford,
Amazing.
he was the best. I remember he was reading one of my favorites that's burned into my brain was him reading a statement because he allegedly made some passes at some individuals in his office, some lady folks in his office, and I guess one of them said that that he wanted to like perform with his mouth on her, and he goes, well, he used the words. I can't really use the words here, but he essentially said he has plenty of that to eat at home, and he would never, never do that. Talking about his wife, just a way to, what a way to say. He's truly a poet. How did he die? How did Rob Ford die?
Was it a
Probably.
cardiac event maybe?
Prob-
Just remember loving him, watching his greatest moments. He like runs into a camera and like, remember when
yeah,
he tried to throw that football and he's like running back and then he literally just falls over?
I gotta
Oh,
find the greatest hit or something. Rob Ford.
the greatest hits. My favorite was the football throw or lack thereof. And then his assistant like running to his assistants, trying to help him, but it's too late. He fell.
He fell.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, yeah. I don't know if I could play this if I'm gonna get copyright strikes or something. I don't want to play it. But I'm gonna watch these after. Do me
Yeah.
a favor, go find Rob Ford greatest hits. Because it is a joy. It is nice though, Anna, because the sunshine is out. There's always something though. You know what I mean? Like it's never perfect. Like the other day, it was really nice outside, but it's pollen is out of control. Like even if you don't have allergies,
Oh, no, I don't have that issue. I mean,
you
maybe
know,
it gets in my car, but
it doesn't affect you at all. Because I don't really.
0%.
Oh man, I can feel it on my skin, like my
I know.
itches my eyes, and it's like particles all over the place. There's worms. It's a worm season
The
out there.
ones that are like suspended from the tree.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see those everywhere.
Did you get wormed yet this season?
Like in my butt?
No, I mean, no. I mean, like get worms, like walking through a tree and then get one of those green.
No, but so glad you brought that up. I got an ant bite maybe this far away from my butthole.
Oh, wow. Are you sure it was an ant?
Yeah, I think so. According to my investigation, my mirror investigation. I sat
Yes.
down.
Yeah.
I sat down on a those little, I call them parking Kit Kats. They're like the
Yeah.
cement blocks in front of a parking space.
Right.
So I've been asking the Bubba Radio Network is constantly under construction. They're building stages and demolition this and building rooms and this, that, the other. But I've been asking for a bench. I'm like, can someone build me a bench outside? That'd be lovely. But no one wants to build me a bench. So I sat on a parking Kit Kat for Will. I'm not kidding you. 4 to 6 seconds because it was so uncomfortable on my hips and knees. But I just went outside. It was a beautiful day. I think this was like last Thursday. Sit down. It was very uncomfortable. So I stand back up. And then about 30 seconds later, I feel just a giant pinch. And I'm like, oh no. And I just was like, maybe it's my underwear. You know, you try to. No, an ant crawled in my butt and bit me about that far away from my asshole. And when I'm scratching it, I'm not scratching on my ass. I'm like in my butt. You've had an ant bite before. It's horrible.
Of course.
So I got bit a few times, but the worst one was right by my butthole. And I was like, this is ridiculous. And my boyfriend was out of town. So I had to just kind of investigate on my own. So we have a large mirror in our bedroom. So I had to, lean over and see what was going on there. And it was not pretty.
I can imagine.
I was like trying to pop it. It was just bad. It was just bad.
I'm sorry to hear about that. I hope all is well now. Those usually take a while to heal.
Yeah, it's a little bit better now, but it was very aggressively itchy, and it's annoying because not only is it just, it's not like your leg or something. You don't want to scratch anything, but you certainly don't want to be like scratching. So
Sure. Yeah, that's unfortunate. I'm sorry to hear about that. I'm glad you're okay. Did you put any medicine or anything on there?
A little like Neosporin, or what is it called? Biza. What's one of the active ingredients? Not Byzantine, whatever. Neosporin.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. And it is, we got the pollen. Apparently, we're in the 2 weeks out before it starts to dwindle its way down. I'm miserable, but the sun's out. It's like nice outside though, too. It's warm, but it's not super oppressive. Yeah. It's like perfect. Aside from the worm and the pollen, this is like the best time ever. But nothing's perfect. You're never gonna get.
But do you ever even go outside?
Well, now that I get off work at 4:30, so now I can go outside for like an hour and like sit just in the sun and cook. And then I feel like that's been very nice for my mental health.
Good.
Vitamin D. You need
Essential.
I would love to be able to go out there for a half an hour, during the day, like late morning, early morning, and sit out for a little bit and then do another half an hour. Because it's different bands of light.
Yes.
Basically the same thing, but it's
UVA, UVB, I can't remember.
Yeah.
But the better rays are in the morning. I do know that.
Yeah.
The less harmful rays, I should say.
True. Yeah, so I'll definitely take the afternoon if that's all I can get right now. But yeah, it would be nice to be able to go out. I mean, listen, if a position becomes available that maybe I could be off by 10 a.m., then I'm just saying, like, it's a thing. It's a thing. I could be sitting outside at 10:30.
Woo, buddy.
Yeah. But anywho, Florida spring break is going on. Everybody's going insane. I'm sure you saw that pop up there. We're being invaded. The border of Florida is being invaded by, would you rather have Venezuelans or college children coming to the state of Florida, Anna? If you had have your pick.
Forced choice. I'm going Venezuelans.
Going Venezuelans.
I'm going Venezuelans. Yeah. Yeah. I think they're just a little bit quieter.
Whoop.
They don't typically do feats of strength.
This looks like you have best of both worlds here in this photo that I have up. This
Yes.
man looks like questionable ethnicity, perhaps came over the border here recently and is now at
Oh,
spring break.
clearly like Indian.
Okay. Well, I don't judge people based on their skin color, honestly.
Well,
I
I
don't
do.
see. I'm colorblind. Really. I mean, I could tell he's a shade darker, that's all. And he looks like he's having a good time, and I like this thing here. This
What?
with the brown hair and the little
The
tattoo.
woman?
Yeah, that thing. I enjoy that. That's nice. So you know what? I'm going back. I'm saying initially I said the Venezuelans, but now I'm going with the spring breakers because I think they at least have some capital that they can grow the economy with.
Well,
That's
let me add a third option into the mix. Would you rather go Venezuelans, spring breakers, or destitute Haitians that are escaping a gang violence by a guy who's been burning people alive and eating them for dinner?
So tell me about that, because I saw something about that online and I go, that can't be real. And I saw it was literally somebody on a spit that were tied up, and then it's something about a coup that happened in Haiti, and now DeSantis has some boats out there trying to stop the invasion from these, people who probably actually need to get the hell out of there now, because there's people that are going to be cooked if they don't leave.
I don't know much about it. I do know that I think the Prime Minister, Ariel Henry, something like that. I think he resigned last week because his life was in danger. I believe these gangs led by, I forget what his name is, Jimmy Barbacoa, Birria Taco. I don't know what his name is, but he is I think an ex-policeman turned gang leader, has taken over Port-au-Prince, which is the capital of Haiti. And I guess he's just saying, he's very honest and upfront about it. He's like, yo, we need a revolution and it's going to be bloody. So apparently,
Modern Castro.
Pardon?
A modern day Fidel Castro.
Yes. Or even like a French Revolution, very, very bloody revolution. There was no bones about it. They just said, listen, in order to make some change, we got to send some people to the guillotine. Sorry. It's just, it is what it is. So he kind of has that same mentality, like, hey, we got to just take this over. So that's what's happening. And unfortunately, there are some Americans that are stuck there. Some stupid missionaries who went there to try to help people are now stuck there. They can't leave. And I don't know if they're getting the help that they need. It seems like the U.S. has turned their back on them. I don't know if that's still the case. But that would really suck if you hear in the news that the U.S. just sent $300 million to Ukraine, but they don't want to come get your ass in Haiti.
It was billion, by the way.
It was billion. 300 billion? I'm sorry. Yeah. 300 billion with a B sent over to Ukraine, a conflict I don't think we should really be involved in at all. But they don't want to grab some Americans that are stuck who are trying to help the local population. They don't want to go and help the people that were at the embassy, American citizens. No, thanks. We're good. So very, very sad, scary stuff going on right now.
So there's no WNBA players over there, is what we're thinking right now.
I'm thinking right now, no, unfortunately. So maybe, Brittany Griner can get on a flight to Haiti, or maybe go DR and kind of head west, get in Haiti, and then maybe we could do a little, quid pro quo, a little trade deal.
Sir Neil says you can't leave. I would walk across the border to the Dominican Republic. Boy, you're talking really one hellscape to another. Are we? How's the DR doing these days?
The DR is much better than.
It's better. Okay.
Oh yeah, I mean, I know a lot of Americans that vacation in DR. No Americans are vacationing in Haiti. A lot of people that work in the DR are Haitian, so they've left. They've done that. I don't know how tight the border security is in the. Is it Hispaniola? Is that the island? Because on one side it's Haiti, on the other side it's DR. So.
Yeah.
I don't know much about that situation.
I know nothing about it. It's that's crazy though. I did see the video. Like now it's kind of good because like I don't have the time to keep up with the world as much as I used to.
Yeah.
So now I'm like, whoa, like I'm kind of like an average Joe now when I search, stuff online. I just see something, I go, whoa my God. And then I just
yeah.
I don't be like, whoa, that's crazy. Let me research this for an hour. See what's going on, and just like I don't have time for this, so that's crazy.
Yeah.
Hopefully that's fake. That's what I just. That's not real because that's terrible.
That super sucks.
That's not good at all. Can we real quick? We're just about out of time, and I'm starving. I need to go eat. But
Okay.
did you see RFK's Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s list for VP candidates?
I did.
Okay, can we just go over this? Because this is
I'm in full support of either one of these options, by the way.
There's a few, and some of them, like, that's good, but he's a pariah, right? Like, Robert Kennedy has the Kennedy name. He's very outspoken about certain things, and a lot of things that he's outspoken about, people feel very, very strongly about. Members of his own family have come out and condemned him.
On what specifically?
Huh?
On what specifically?
Forced vaccination. I guess vaccinations in general. He's come out, against. Obviously, he's running for president as an independent, I believe now.
Did he go libertarian? Because I saw he went independent, and then I thought he said, I don't know if he was considering libertarian or what the deal was, but anyway.
Well, he's not a libertarian. Like, that's the thing. Like, he's not a libertarian. So, I mean, he's pretty.
You don't
his
think so?
economic policies are pretty far left. Like, he's Bernie Sanders with his economics, but he's just like has these other beliefs. I was gonna say, I mean, I think he's an interesting person. I don't know if I'd vote for him, but I think he's saying a lot of things that is that people obviously don't want it out there. Not to say he's being censored necessarily, but anyway, he's running for president, and I saw some of the candidates that are being reported as potentially being his vice president candidate. So we have, let me see if it lists here. Here we go. We got Jesse the Body Ventura.
Hell yeah.
I don't know how familiar. Former governor. He's got
Minnesota, right?
It looks like Jack Jimmy Buffett and kind of, lives the lifestyle too. He's had that show. He's kind of like in the conspiracy realm. Former guest of Alex Jones, former governor of Minnesota. I don't know.
E superstar, right? Or F or whatever.
What's that?
Wasn't he a wrestler, a WWE or F?
He was an actor. Like, he's had a good career over his time, and he's I remember him doing the conspiracy theory show that I watched on one of those networks. Was it like not TNT? It was like the men's network. Anyway, Spike. I think that was it. I think that was Spike TV. So we got Jesse the Body Ventura as a potential candidate. This one's, I mean, what? Aaron Rodgers?
Hell yeah.
Aaron Rodgers is on Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s short list to become vice president of the United States. Does Aaron want that job?
Doesn't matter. Here's the thing, and this is where I had to stop myself today, because immediately when I saw that, not that I got angry, I don't really care, but it's one of those things like, he's an athlete. What does he know about anything? And then I'm like, what does anyone know about anything? What makes you qualified to be a politician?
Well, see, this is the thing, though. Like,
this is 50 years, but then we hate that, right? We're like, oh, Joe Biden, Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, they've been in this position for decades. We need fresh blood. And then when someone who comes from the outside comes in, we go, well, what do they know? They have no experience. So it's kind of like, what do we want? What do we want from these people?
Well, you're right. But I think that's why the reaction to the former president before Biden, Mr. Donald Trump, his presidency was such a, like, they don't want people going, anybody can do this. They want it to be like, you have to be credentialed, you have to go to these you have to be part of the elite in order to have, and like, you don't. Like, the original guys were just like drunks, from England that go, I don't want to pay these taxes anymore.
Wooden teeth, yes.
Yeah, like they were, they weren't part of, well, I guess some of them were kind of in the upper elite circles.
Slaves. I mean, they weren't nobodies. They were,
but some of them were. Some of them kind of came over here and became something, rising through the ranks, and it was probably a very exciting time. So, like, the presidency of Donald Trump, you're like, this guy's a celebrity. He just doesn't, he's a businessman. Well, he's a failed whatever. Some people they just hate him, and he's been successful in business and television and now politics too. whether you like him or not. He was president of the United States, and that really shook things up. And I think they don't want that. They don't want, but even me, like knowing that, okay, that's nonsense. Like anyone can do this. There's not a credentialing program. You know, the elites don't know what they're doing either. Why wouldn't we have, why not? Why not Aaron Rodgers as vice president?
That was my second thought. I was like, ugh. And then I was like, why not? Why not?
You know, Aaron's coming to the end of
more or less than anybody else.
He's coming to the end of his career here. He, you know, maybe we could see Aaron Rodgers. There were some other interesting names on here. I don't have pictures of them here, but I did see that Dirty Jobs guy, Mike Rowe.
I could see that.
I like
him. That.
He seems like a
great voice.
Great voice, would be a good speaker. Seems like a good man. You know, I don't know what he does. Maybe he ties women up in basements. I don't know, in his spare time, but he seems
Who doesn't.
Like values hard work. He had a very successful program with that Dirty Jobs show to show what it takes to keep a society and a civilization going. So I like that's interesting. And there was a few other ones. Do you remember the other ones? This article, unfortunately,
I don't, but I do remember hearing that Steph Curry, not on RFK's juniors list, but has said that perhaps he would like to get into politics at some point. And for some reason that rubbed me the wrong way. But then when I saw Ayahuasca Jones over here, I was like, great. Why not? So clearly I'm biased.
You know, the name that I did see that I thought was interesting was Tulsi Gabbard, too.
She's on everyone's list who's not an establishment type figure.
That's what I was thinking, too. And she is on, I heard, Trump's short list, too. It's a lady. It's a pretty lady. You know, a pariah now to the Democratic Party, but I don't know if she still considers herself a Democrat or not, but was
she's
like
an independent.
Economically, again, pretty far left, is like Bernie Sanders policies on economics, at least to my knowledge last time. I liked her, or I do like her. I like that she took out Kamala in the debate. She was the one that wrecked her campaign. In the debate where she pointed out the fact that Kamala Harris has locked up more black people than anybody up on the stage,
right?
Trump, yeah, and used them as cheap labor for California wildfires, and et cetera, and ended her presidential. And then, you know, she got picked off the trash heap because she's a person of color, and that's what Joe Biden needed to get over the hump. Not just potentially ballots that were harvested. Right. I don't know. Listen, I don't know. Who knows what happened that day. Anyway, that's what I got a strike for last time, so I don't want to say too much. But let's just say that everything was fine in that election and Joe Biden won, okay? And, you know, the Kamala vote of people, that helped. And they won. So Donald Trump might have the same problem here. You had old Mikey Pence last time, the guy who looked like he would play the president in a TV show, white hair, old monotone white guy. I think Donald Trump knows he's probably going to have to pick a lady and play the identity politics game. And I've seen her name come up too.
Scott.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's probably going to be one of them. I think he's got to do I think the country's ready for a lady, though. They need a lady to come in.
What do you mean? We have a lady now.
We have a lady now. And who?
Are you talking about a VP?
Well, I think that an heir apparent for like the presidency after this next 4 years.
Oh, okay. After this cycle.
I think everybody, even if they don't play the identity politics game, goes, it's time for a lady. Now we got to have a lady president.
Okay.
Agree? So I think that Trump's got to pick like could be a Marjorie Taylor Greene, could be I you know, listen.
Let's go Lauren Boebert, and then it's just going to be a dumpster fire because all of her family drama will shadow over Trump and all the things he's doing because her son is just breaking into cars, doing sex tapes, the husband and her going through a divorce, domestic violence, restraining order. She's getting felt up watching Beetlejuice. I mean, it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, she's just got too much baggage. Too much baggage, I think. So I don't know. I think it's going to be Tulsi, or it could be Tim Scott too for Trump. I'm going to be interested to find out because now it's over. It's Biden, Trump 2. Now that's the primaries are over. Biden won and then Trump won his, so it's over.
So wait, you said that you think the country is ready for a female president?
That I said I think that's what they want. That
Who
feels like
is
that's
they?
correct. The collective of just a silent aura out there. I think like Hillary came close, and we had Barack Obama in 2008, and that was a big milestone. Like, it's unfortunate, like even people that don't like identity politics are like, why haven't we had this? Why haven't like, even I'm like, okay, it's probably got to be a lady, just knowing,
You mean
feeling
the next go around?
the next go around after
Okay.
this. So it's got to set up somebody to be the heir apparent here. Like, I don't think Kamala is going to do it, because Kamala is less popular than Joe Biden is
Yeah,
right now.
very unlikable.
So Trump's pick, I think it's going to be a lady, and I think it's going to be Tulsi Gabbard, to try to reach across the aisle to those disaffected Democrats who know of Tulsi Gabbard and are, maybe they'll get out and vote for that ticket.
I think that's the best pick he can make, honestly. Veteran, woman of color, former Democrat. Now, I wonder if she will have to register Republican in order to run on his ticket, or I don't know, or is that not necessarily the case?
I don't know. That's a good question. I would imagine
I don't
probably
think you have to be. I don't think you have to be the same party. I think it's like it would be insane if that wasn't the case, but
yeah, you might be right. I think she would probably. I don't know. You're right. And like, I think the people that just love Trump are gonna vote. Like, they wouldn't care. Yeah, she's a Democrat. Who cares? I'm still voting for that guy. So
I mean, Trump's done stuff that no one has before. So I would almost think that it would be a play for him to say, do not change your party affiliation, stay independent. And that way you stay like true to the game. You know what I mean? Like, Trump is shaking stuff up anyways. So I think that this would be a good move for him to do for Tulsi Gabbard. She's young. She's very likable. I mean, not by everyone, obviously.
a lot of people hate her.
Yes. But a lot of people love her. A lot of people in the middle, the moderates, really like her. People like you and I are kind of level-headed. We're like, oh, thank you. She's on Joe Rogan. She's relevant, She doesn't want to be a politician. It's like you almost want to throw those people into the fire because they don't seem, at least on the outside, to be so power hungry,
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I think it's going to be Tulsi. If I had to place a bet right now, which my betting has not been great. I just lost.
You're winning monies.
I was, but I'm on a little bit of a losing streak. I had a good bet on Monday night. I hit for 300, and all that's gone now after this week. So it's unfortunate. San Jose State came back and rammed me in the butt at the end. It's unfortunate, but what happens? That's the game. Anyway, Anna, thank you so much for your time. It's a pleasure.
Will, appreciate it.
Everybody, yeah, thank you to those commenters. I'm sorry I didn't really go through the comments this time. I'll read them later. So thank you for doing that. Make sure you share the show, put it on your social media. All that stuff really helps. And follow Anna still off social media, but you can follow me, home_made_man. And maybe I'll see you at 6 a.m. on Monday. I don't know. Throw it out there. We'll see.
Bye, Will. Bye, guys.
Bye, Anna. See ya.